French design looks effortless, but it's built like a system. In this master episode, we're going object, space, structure. First the furniture and the designers, then the interior language of Paris, and finally, the architecture that sets the rules. Let's start where French taste often starts, with the object.
French masters of modern design, Joseph Dirand, Pierre Yovanovitch, and Ligne Roset. When you think of French design, you might imagine gilded mirrors, Haussmann apartments, or the refined elegance of a Parisian salon. But today's French design scene is being reshaped, not with nostalgia, but with clarity, calm, and bold creative vision. In this episode, we explore three of the most influential names in modern French design: Joseph Dirand, the minimalist master of marble; Pierre Yovanovitch, the designer who made Oops a luxury statement; and Ligne Roset, a brand that brought French craftsmanship to the global living room.
Let's begin with Joseph Dirand. Joseph Dirand is often called the architect of silence. Born in 1974, he is the son of famed interiors photographer Jacques Dirand, and his design DNA runs deep. His interiors speak not through ornamentation, but through composition, space, shadow, and materials that almost whisper. Dirand's signature is unmistakable. Monochrome palettes, precise symmetry, and sumptuous materials, marble, brass, limestone, all arranged with surgical precision. Whether it's a boutique for Balmain or the refined interiors of Le Jardinier in New York, Dirand's spaces feel eternal, like temples for contemporary life. What makes Dirand's work special isn't just how it looks, it's how it feels. He talks about designing atmospheres, about using restraint to elevate emotion. His interiors are spiritual spaces for modern living, and his furniture is no different. Take the Alvar table, a statement of purity that comes in solid marble, oak, dark wood, or travertine. Its slender yet grounded proportions evoke timelessness, blending architectural gravity with the elegance of natural materiality. It's both table and sculpture. Then there's the pebble table, a lower, more organic piece inspired by eroded stone. Its asymmetrical curves create visual softness while retaining the cool solidity of marble, making it the quiet hero of any minimalist room. The Baca armchair, shown here, brings a soft contrast to Dirand's sharper interiors. With its generous, rounded form and supportive cushion nestled in a low frame, Baca recalls the elegance of mid-century lounge chairs, modernized with muted textures and warm wood legs. It's intimate, sculptural, and quietly inviting, a perfect balance between comfort and clarity. And the Malaparte sofa, linear, luxurious, and architectural. Inspired by modernist design but softened with deep seating and rich textures, it's the kind of piece that anchors a space without overwhelming it. Dirand doesn't just design furniture. He sculpts atmospheres, one line, one stone, one gesture at a time.
If Dirand is the minimalist philosopher, Pierre Yovanovitch is the playful poet of French design. Born in 1965 and trained in fashion at Pierre Cardin before moving to architecture, Yovanovitch brings couture-level detail to every space he creates. Yovanovitch gained international recognition with his OPS chairs, large rounded seats that blur the line between functional furniture and sculptural art. He also designed the Bear armchair family, Baby Bear, Mama Bear, and Papa Bear, each with its own personality and proportion. The Baby Bear, with its rounded contours and subtle ear-like curves, evokes the charm of a childhood toy. The Mama Bear version adds more generous proportions, maintaining softness while asserting presence. And finally, the Papa Bear armchair, a cozy, oversized seat with exaggerated ears and a sense of comforting whimsy. Together, they create a trio of sculptural seating with playful charm and emotional resonance, proof that character can coexist with craftsmanship. He calls his approach couture architecture, tailored, artisanal, and deeply personal. He works with over 100 craftspeople across Europe, designing everything from furniture to lighting to hardware. But his portfolio doesn't stop at OPs. Then there's the asymmetry armchair, a standout piece that breaks conventional symmetry with bold angles and softened edges. It challenges the eye while inviting the body, playing with balance in a way that feels both radical and refined. The sofa. Daniel continues this language, sleek yet warm, structured yet relaxed. It's deeply architectural with crisp lines that echo his built spaces, yet its generous seating encourages long, slow living. And the marsh floor lamp, slender and abstract, it's more like a piece of functional sculpture. With subtle shifts in geometry, it casts both light and personality into the room. In a world obsessed with trends, Pierre Yovanovitch offers something deeper, a return to integrity, character, and soul. And then there's Ligne Roset, the only brand in this trio, but one that has shaped the identity of French furniture since the 1970s. Founded in 1860 as a wood processing workshop in Ain, France, Ligne Roset became a pioneer of modern furniture design in the post-war period, and especially in the radical 1970s. You've seen their icon, the Togo sofa, slouchy, modular, undeniably French. Designed by Michel Ducaroy in 1973, the Togo is more relevant than ever, with Gen Z rediscovering its nostalgic coolness. But Ligne Roset isn't just about one piece. It's a family-run company, still manufacturing in Brioude, France, with an unmatched commitment to quality. They collaborate with rising stars and global talents, from the Bourriec brothers to Sebastian Herkner, all under one guiding principle: avant-garde living with French craftsmanship. Their ruche armchair by Inga Sempe wraps a structured wooden frame in a quilted padded fabric. The name means beehive, and the look is soft, cozy, and precise, a wonderful contrast of rigor and comfort. The Hashira table brings graphic purity and architectural poise to dining. Its bold column-like legs support a minimalist top, merging modernist rhythm with tactile materiality. It's a quiet showstopper. Their collections are bold, elegant, and quietly rebellious. Much like Dirand and Yovanovitch, Ligne Roset finds beauty in the unexpected, the soft fold, the asymmetrical base, the wink in the design.
So what ties these three together? It's not just that they're French. It's that they're redefining what French design means today. They're embracing minimalism without coldness, luxury without excess, and playfulness without losing sophistication. Each, in their own way, is part of a movement that values material honesty, artisanal detail, and emotional resonance. Whether it's Dirand's sculptural restraint, Yovanovitch's character-driven interiors, or Ligne Roset's legacy of radical comfort, each represents a continued evolution of French elegance, grounded in decades of design innovation and global influence. If you're inspired by French design that speaks softly but leaves a lasting impression, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which of these designers speaks to your style. À bientôt. Furniture is where French taste becomes visible, but it only truly works when it meets the room. So let's move from object to space and look at how Parisian interiors frame these pieces through proportion, softness of light, and that effortless sense of order. The timeless charm of Parisian style. Parisian apartments, the very phrase conjures images of elegance, charm, and effortless sophistication. There's something about these homes that feels both grand and cozy, timeless yet lived in. It's no wonder the Parisian style has become a global design inspiration. So, what exactly makes these apartments so iconic? Let me take you on a quick tour of their defining features and tell you why they've stolen the hearts of design lovers everywhere. Parisian apartments often come with incredible architectural details, thanks to the city's history and its 19th century Haussmannian design. Think soaring ceilings, herringbone parquet floors, intricate crown moldings, and marble fireplaces. These features are the foundation of Parisian style, a perfect blend of elegance and craftsmanship that's impossible to replicate. Large windows are another hallmark, flooding the space with natural light and often opening to charming wrought iron balconies. These balconies aren't just decorative, they're a place for a morning coffee, a glass of wine, or simply admiring the beauty of the city. Parisian style is all about achieving that je ne sais quoi effortlessly. The interiors often balance grandeur with a touch of informality. The secret? Mixing the old with the new. A Parisian apartment might have antique furniture passed down through generations, paired with modern art or contemporary lighting fixtures. It's about creating contrast, an ornate mirror above a sleek console table, or a vintage chandelier in a minimalist dining space. Nothing feels overly curated. Instead, there's a sense that each piece was chosen thoughtfully, adding a personal touch to the home. The color palette in Parisian apartments is typically soft and neutral. Whites, creams, beiges, and grays dominate the walls and larger furnishings. But there's always an element of drama. A bold piece of artwork, a velvet sofa in a deep jewel tone, or even dark wood accents that ground the space. These elements create visual interest while maintaining a sense of calm. The idea is to keep the space timeless, avoiding trends that might feel dated later. Parisian apartments are all about layering textures for warmth and character. Plush area rugs, rich velvets, crisp linens, and soft throws come together to make the space feel inviting. Even the floors, often original hardwood, are a feature in themselves, adding a warm, lived-in vibe. You'll also notice an attention to detail that's unmatched. From perfectly placed books on a coffee table to delicate ceramics on a mantle, every element has its place. But it never feels forced. It's as if everything naturally belongs there. What truly sets Parisian apartments apart is their soul. They're not about perfection, they're about life. A stack of magazines in the corner, fresh flowers in a simple vase, or a pair of shoes left near the door. These details make the space feel real, lived in, and deeply personal. Parisian apartments remind us that design isn't just about aesthetics. It's about emotion. They invite us to slow down, enjoy the beauty of everyday life, and celebrate imperfection. Whether it's the sunlight streaming through the windows, the creak of the wooden floors, or the character of a well-loved piece of furniture, there's something undeniably magical about them. So, if you've been dreaming of bringing a little Parisian charm into your own space, start small. Incorporate a vintage mirror, soften your palette, or add a cozy throw to your sofa. Before you know it, You might just feel like you're sipping coffee in a chic Parisian apartment. No plane ticket required. What's your favorite part of Parisian style? The timeless architecture, the effortless elegance, or maybe the cozy yet sophisticated vibe? Let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Parisian interiors don't start with decor. They start with the facade. Ceiling height, window proportions, symmetry. The architecture is already designing the room before we touch a single object. Let's step outside into structure and see how Paris shapes everything inside it.
The timeless elegance of Haussmannian Paris. Paris, a city of dreams, art, and timeless beauty. But what if I told you that the Paris we know today, the grand boulevards, the uniform facades, the unmistakable elegance, wasn't always like this? The Parisian skyline, with its pale limestone buildings, wrought iron balconies, and iconic mansard roofs, is the result of one man's vision, Georges-Eugène Haussmann, a man who, under the orders of Napoleon III, tore down medieval Paris and rebuilt it into the masterpiece we see today. This is the story of Haussmannian architecture, a vision of modernity, order, and enduring style. Before Haussmann, Paris was chaotic. Narrow, winding medieval streets, crumbling buildings, and poor sanitation made it a nightmare for both daily life and public health. Cholera outbreaks, overcrowding, and dark alleyways defined the old city. Napoleon III wanted something radical, a modern metropolis. He dreamed of wide avenues, grand perspectives, and buildings that spoke a common language of elegance. And so, in 1853, Haussmann was appointed prefect of the Seine and given the most ambitious urban redesign in history. So, what exactly makes Haussmannian architecture so unique? First, the facades. Every building follows a strict 5-story structure made of warm-toned limestone. Ornate balconies, sculpted cornices, and tall windows bring a sense of rhythm and harmony to the streets. Second, the grandeur of scale. Wide boulevards lined with identical facades create perspective and symmetry, making Paris feel open, organized, and majestic. Then, there's the iconic mansard roof, steep, slate-clad, punctuated with dormer windows. Not just aesthetic, but practical, offering an extra floor of living space under strict height limits. Every street, every block, follows this unifying vision, a city designed like an artwork with the golden hues of limestone glowing under the Parisian sun. But not everyone saw Haussmann's work as a triumph. Entire neighborhoods were demolished, displacing thousands of residents. Critics accused him of erasing old Paris, its charm, its intimacy, its history. And there was something else: control. The new wide boulevards weren't just beautiful, they were strategic. No more winding streets for revolutionaries to build barricades. No more dark alleys for conspiracies. Haussmann's Paris was modern, efficient, and obedient. So, was Haussmann a genius or a tyrant? Perhaps both. But his vision shaped Paris forever. Today, the Haussmannian aesthetic remains one of the most beloved architectural styles in the world. It's a symbol of order, elegance, and grandeur, a living testament to a time when architecture wasn't just about buildings, but about transforming the very fabric of a city. The next time you walk the streets of Paris, look up. Those balconies, those limestone facades, that perfect urban rhythm, that's Haussmann's legacy. Paris wouldn't be Paris without it. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Haussmannian architecture, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts. What stands out to you about this iconic style? Stay tuned for more explorations of architecture and design, right here on the channel.
So that's our French Master episode in 3 layers: object, space, structure. Furniture sets the discipline, interiors create the atmosphere, and architecture provides the rules. When those layers align, French design feels calm, inevitable, and timeless. Not because it's decorative, but because it's structured. If you enjoyed this master format, subscribe to our design, interior, and architecture blog, and tell us which country or style we should decode next.